Hello everyone, hi, this is Munish. You are watching Crime Tech English and I welcome all of you to Crime Tech family, and I hope everyone part of this Crime Tech family is keeping themselves safe in this pandemic. दोस्तों, जो दौर चल रहा है इस वक्त, अगर इससे बचना है तो उसका एक ही उपाय है कि हमें इस वायरस से बचना होगा. Because if the virus gets you, it is a struggle to get a hospital. It is a struggle to get medicine. It is a struggle to get oxygen. And there are genuine people who are trying to help everyone. There are people who on social media, they are trying to help people who are down with COVID, who are suspected case of COVID, but the situation is completely out of control. There are no hospital beds available, there are no ICU beds available, there are no ventilator beds available. And in this condition, if you want to save yourself, the best way is to save yourself from virus. And this is why on daily basis I request you to stay home, stay indoor, go out only in emergency situation, and when you go out, make sure you are wearing double or triple mask, you are sanitizing your hand, and there should not be any physical contact with any person, suspected case or unsuspected case. There should not be any physical contact. Now I am sure there are people known to you who might be down with COVID. If not directly, indirectly, someone of your friend or family member, they must be down with COVID. I know at least dozen people in my office, around my office, in my friend circle, in my relatives, those who have lost their life, those who are struggling on daily basis. Day before yesterday, there was a person known to me. His wife was critical at a hospital in Noida, and there was no other option apart from plasma therapy. And this is why I had to go out. I had to go to the hospital to collect the blood sample from the COVID ward and then go to a blood bank that was also a COVID hospital. There also I stayed there for almost 2 hours and then took the plasma and then went back to the hospital again to the COVID ward. So the only way we can safeguard ourselves is to take precaution. And like me, I'm sure there are many people. You must be helping people through other means, whatever is possible in in your capacity. And this is why I keep requesting you people. For example, even this afternoon there are two families known to me. They were trying to get basic medicines. They are down with COVID. They were trying to get antibiotic, doxy and other medicines. Now none of the chemists were, they were ready to supply those medicines to their doorstep. And because they are down with COVID, they were not in a situation to come out and get the medicines from the chemist shop. So they contacted me. I took all the precautions. I went to the medical store. I bought the medicines and then gave it to them. Now this is the least we can do. But out of this situation, there are people who are trying to earn money. On daily basis, we are seeing reports that people are trying to sell remdesivir injection at a very high rate. The government rate is from 900 rupees to 1500 to 2000 rupees, not more than 2000 or 3000 in any state. But in NCR region, what I am witnessing, and not even in Delhi NCR, even in Mumbai, even in Rajasthan, even in Gujarat, even in Uttar Pradesh, there are people who are selling these injections for lakhs, something which has a cost of 900 rupees. That medicine is being sold at a rate of 1 lakh, 1.3 lakh, 80,000, 40,000. And because this is an emergency, for example, if someone known to you, if that person is down and the doctor is saying that this medicine is very important to save that person's life, I am sure any person will go to any extent. And if it involves buying from a person in in black, then also people will be buying it because they want to save life of their near and dear one. So I decided I should speak about it. We should speak about it and we should identify those people. because there is a fraud which is happening on the name of this COVID situation, on the name of this emergency situation. And why I decided, because yesterday I got a call from a Gurugram resident, a 54-year-old, mother of 26-year-old, and on 20th of this month, 20th April, she had mild fever, the mild symptoms of she might be down with COVID. So she decided that she should get tested for COVID. She called at least 5 to 6 labs in Gurugram and Delhi. All of them refused to take samples from her residence. I don't know what is happening officially or unofficially, but there is some communication with these laboratories from the government, because of which they are refusing to collect samples from residents. Maybe it's some manpower crunch, or maybe because because the positivity rate is so much and the hospitals and labs are burdened with number of samples. I don't know what is happening, but even I am struggling to get people tested and to get people so that they can get tested at their residence. None of the labs are ready to take the samples from residents, from the apartments, and especially in Delhi NCR I am talking. I'm sure this must be the case in other states, and if it is happening, I would like you to post it in the comment box. I will try to take this up. Now, coming back to the story. So I got a call from her. On 20th, she wanted to get herself tested along with her 26-year-old son after these COVID symptoms. After the labs refused, she tried getting in contact with the other friends of her. So she posted this in a WhatsApp group. One person known to her, she again sent this message to another WhatsApp group, and through that, when this message was circulated for this emergency situation for someone who can collect the samples from her residence, one number was forwarded to the friend, and then a friend forwarded it to the person, 54-year-old woman. Her name is Kriti. So anyway, Kriti called that number, the person came, and the person was not wearing a PPE kit, but that person said that he is attached to a lab in Rohini, Delhi, and he has come to collect the samples. Okay, so he collected samples from both mother and son, charged 2,400 rupees, took the money via online, and he said that the samples will be given to you by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. She was relieved. She contacted the doctor, said, I have got myself tested, my son tested, these are the symptoms, give me the medicines. She got the medicines, and they started taking the doses of medicine. Now, what happened, my friends? Next day, she gave call to the person, to the technician who had come to collect the samples. He took the call, said, because the lab is overloaded with samples, we won't be able to give the reports today. We'll give it tomorrow. Again on 22nd, she called. Again the same answer. On 23rd, when she started calling, he was not refusing the call. He was not taking the calls. I'm sorry. He was not taking the calls. Then what she did, what Kriti did, is that she asked her son to call from an unknown number. He called from unknown number. The person picked up the call and said, I'm sorry, I was not able to take the call. I was taking some samples, and this is why I was not able to take the call. I am in front of the lab. You will get the reports by evening. Again, on 24th, there was no report. So they got to know that something is wrong with this technician who has taken the sample, and he has defrauded 2,400 rupees. Now, money was not the problem. The problem was that they were expecting that the result will come, and so that they can change the medication if it is required. But the test was done sample was given, but they were not sure whether it has gone to any lab or not. So they decided to call the lab. When they called this Rohini based lab, the lab told that we don't know this technician. We have no technician by this name who can collect samples, and we are not even collecting samples from anyone's apartment. I'm sure you have been defrauded, and that is why she gave me a call. I filed a report. You can find it on India Today and Aaj Tak. But this is happening, my friends, and to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, there are 3 to 4 things which you should keep in mind. One is, if you are trying to book an appointment, make sure you are booking through an official website of the lab. The second is, if you are giving a call on a landline of the lab and you are trying to book the appointment for the sample collection, then make sure that you have the number of the technician. Once they have contacted the technician, and once he comes to your place to collect the samples, check his identity card. After checking the identity card, call the lab once again and tell the lab that this person is taking the samples. I am just confirming once again that if this person is attached to your lab or not. Now this is the third rule. Now the fourth and most important is, while making the payment, if you are making through online app like Paytm, or if you are making in cash, make sure that the person is giving you a receipt, in writing. You are getting a receipt saying that this money has been received by the technician, and the reports will be given to you in this period of time. So these are the 4 rules which you should follow so that you are not defrauded, because I can tell you, money is secondary here. The first is saving the life, and there are corrupt people. I don't know what to say these what term I should give to these people who are trying to earn money out of this. Now another example I will give you. There's a woman called Sonia Minocha. She on Twitter said that she has been defrauded while she was trying to buy oxygen concentrator. Fraud in pandemic. And this is happening. If you are trying to buy oxygen, you are trying to buy oxygen cylinder, oxygen concentrator, I'm sure there are numbers which are being given from social media. And if you are trying to contact that person, make sure that you are making the payment to that person only once you have received the cylinder. Do not make any advance payment. They will ask, give 50% advance payment, then only we will come. What if you refuse? You have to be patient. I know that the situation is very bad, but every one of us have to be patient, because remember, once you make the advance payment, the number will go switch off, or it will go in a block list, and even if the person receives, you won't be able to do anything, because in the back of your mind you are trying to struggle, and you are trying to make sure that the person for whom you are buying these oxygen concentrator, oxygen cylinder, or even medicines, that person's life is safe. And this is why you are going all the way. But making an online payment is something you are giving invitation to an online fraud. Do not do this. If you want to buy medicines, there are government recognized pharmacy, chemist shop from where you can buy these medicines. All you have to do is take the prescription from the doctor and one Aadhaar card of the person or any government identity card, and then you can buy these medicines, these life-saving injections. This is a tough time. I can understand the situation. We all are going through this, but to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, you have to take all these precautions. And if you have been defrauded, my friends, please tell me the details in the comment box, on my email ID, on my Twitter handle. Give me the details. I will follow it up, and I will make sure that there is a police action against that person, because this is something which is unforgivable. डर भी नहीं है लोगों के मन में कि ऊपर भगवान है, वो देख रहा है, ऊपर खुदा है, वो देख रहा है, किसी बात का डर नहीं है. They are trying to earn money in this difficult situation when all of us are trying to help others. This is the basic humanity which people have lost. It's very shameful. It's very shameful, and any person who is listening to this, who is involved in such activities, I fold my hand and I request you, do not do this. Try to help, and if you can't help a person, do not try to cheat a person in this pandemic. Thank you so much for watching this.